Fox Sports.
We are Blackburn. We are Minnesota.
It's always good to be home, especially after a tough road trip. Tonight, another week-and-a-half-long homestand. The Twins taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers, who have some serious issues on and off the field. 9.5 games back in the National League West. The Twins are hoping that another good homestand will see them pick up some ground in the American League Central. They start the night 9 games back. And welcome to Target Field, along with Hall of Famer Burt Blyleven and I'm Dick Bramer, the opening game of a 9-game homestand. Now, the Twins did not do well in National League cities this year, just 1 win and 8 losses, partially because they could not use a designated hitter, but tonight they've got him back.
Yeah, Jim Thome just activated off the disabled list a couple days ago. Boy, do the Twins need his bat. They need his home runs. Twins have only 44 home runs on the year. Only the Oakland A's have hit fewer home runs. Twins had a tough time scoring runs on the road. Hopefully with Jim Thome in that lineup, they'll create some offense.
And within all the struggles that the Dodgers are experiencing in the first half of the year, they've got one guy, Matt Kemp, who numbers would dictate should get some MVP consideration.
Yeah, Matt Kemp, the 327 batting average, second in the National League, tied with Prince Fielder with the 21 home runs. He's driven in 60 runs. A center fielder that they say here in L.A., he's one of the best athletes to ever wear a Dodger uniform.
Well, the Twins had a 9-game homestand a week or so ago, finish it with an 8-1 mark. They'd love to duplicate that somehow if they could. Nick Blackburn will get the start for the Twins in the series opener with the Dodgers. Fox Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
It is a beautiful evening for baseball as the Twins continue interleague play, but now they are at home to open up a series against the LA Dodgers. Hi again from Target Field, everyone. I'm Marnie Gellner. There has been some talk of this guy right here, Joe Mauer, maybe playing a different position at times just to keep his bat in the lineup. Tonight, he's batting third, playing catcher, but earlier today, during early batting practice and regular batting practice, Mauer took some ground balls at first base. Ron Gardenhire was there to do some instructing, and Gardy said there is no timetable for this to happen, for Mauer to play first in a game. He said, we just want to get him comfortable for now. We don't need him to be Superman there, just maybe to make some plays that he would be supposed to make. And Mauer said things went pretty well today.
It was good to get out there, you know, obviously. Just, you know, it's really, I mean, I took some ground balls in Milwaukee a little bit, but first day I had a first baseman's glove on my mitt, and I think it went about as good as it could have.
For tonight, Mauer will be behind the plate, catching tonight's starter Nick Blackburn as the Twins look for a win against the Dodgers. Coming up next.
Hottest team. They were quickly cooled off on the road and are in desperate need of some home cooking. After going 8-1 in their last homestand, the Twins appear to have refound their Minnesota magic. Can they keep it rolling at Target Field tonight? Find out next. It's the start of a 9-game homestand, a series opener with the Dodgers. And an absolutely beautiful night for baseball. We haven't had many of these here this year. With the good weather and the good crowd here, hopefully the Twins can pick things up and get off on another good streak.
Yeah, perfect weather here tonight for the Twins to come home for a long homestand, and hopefully it's a very successful one.
And the Dodgers playing in Minnesota for just the second time since they were here in 1965 for the World Series. Don Mattingly in his first year as manager. He was the hitting coach for the Dodgers for Joe Torre, and of course Torre stepped aside after the season last year. The Menards batting order for Don Mattingly. And the Dodgers, Tony Gwynn Jr., Casey Blake, Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp, James Maloney, Juan Uribe, Trent Olchen, A.J. Ellis, and D. Gordon.
And on the mound will be Nick Blackburn, making his 16th start of the year. He lost his last start, that coming in San Francisco. He lost 5-1, but he has been outstanding over his last 10 starts, 5-1 with a combined 2.35 ERA, making his first career start against the Dodgers. And this is one place he's pitched well at, here at home. In 6 starts so far this year, combined ERA at 2.40. And the last 2 years, or a year and a half, he is 9-6 with a 3.3 ERA. So Nick Blackburn continues success here at Target Field.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Rene Tassoni in left field. Ben Revere in center. Michael Kadire in right. Danny Valencia at third. Tsuyoshi Nishioka. Alexi Garcia up the middle. Luke Hughes at first. Joe Mauer behind the plate. Delman Young limping around. He had an MRI done today, and as of an hour or so ago, we hadn't gotten the results of that, but Young on the 15-day disabled list, so the door reopens for Rene Tassoni.
Yeah, give and somebody else step up and hopefully try to fill the shoes of Delman Young. It's all you want as a young kid like Tassoni in the minor leagues. You bust your tail in down there to get this opportunity. Hopefully he can take advantage of it.
Tony Gwynn Jr., Casey Blake, and Andre Ethier face Nick Blackburn. And Gwynn takes outside a ball. Blackburn, the 6-5 mark, has been Minnesota's steadiest pitcher, but now the second pitch of his night is lined into center field, a solid single for Gwynn.
Blackburn, a pitcher that needs to get ahead. He's just trying to get ahead right there on a low fastball. And Tony Gwynn Jr. lining it right back up the middle.
And that'll bring up Casey Blake. Blake, of course, was with the Twins a number of times. Established himself as a very good major leaguer in Cleveland, and now finds himself with the Dodgers. And an off-speed pitch over for a strike.
Yeah, he spent a couple stints already on a disabled list this year. Started the season with a stiff back that put him on a disabled list, and then just activated recently from a left elbow infection.
And then he's back in the lineup, and he's got a stiff neck that's been bothering him. Pinched nerve in his neck. One strike. Gwynn takes off, and Mauer's throw on the bag, but not in time.
What a jump he got right there off of Nick Blackburn. Yeah, Joe Mauer, very strong throw, but Tony Gwynn Jr. got a great jump, steals his 7th base of the year. Sliding head first, gets into scoring position with nobody out.
1-1, the count to Blake.
Dodgers now with 51 stolen bases on the year. They've been caught 15 times.
Chop to the right side.
Good at bat.
Say, why are we not surprised? Casey Blake, fundamentally one of the more sound players in the game, and he inside out in his swing and advanced the runner to third.
We even saw that with the Twins here, Dick, back in 2000, 2001, and then he went to Orioles and then came back again in 2002. He really emerged, I think, as a good player, steady player with the Indians. Got a chance to play every day in his time there. 6 years in an Indian uniform.
Now Andre Ethier, the Dodgers using the designated hitter. They'll probably rotate players around in this series, and Ethier getting the DH spot here in the series opener. That's to short. Twins will concede a run, and Nishioka boots it. It'll be an error. Still only one away.
Just make the routine play, and Nishioka right there is 6th error of the year. Got in front of the ball. The ball maybe came up and hit the heel of his glove. And Ethier picking up an RBI, his 38th of the year. That ball just hit his glove and trickled away.
So now Matt Kemp, who's having the great year.
It's another area, Dick, that the Twins need to improve on. It's the defense. Third most in the American League.
And so many routine plays like that that haven't been made, whether it's a double play, a pickoff, outside a ball.
And go back, credit Casey Blake for getting them over. Those are the little things you have to do. The Dodgers, they've been struggling as of late, so you need to do the little things, and Casey Blake did that.
Fly ball, right center field, and a long run for Kadire, and he's not going to get there. And another run is going to score. And now they've got the runner hung up between second and third. And see if they can execute this rundown.
Way too many throws. And the umpire at third base, Jeff Nelson, saying he went out of the baseline. And Kemp is out.
Second run scores. Ethier scoring from first. And a double to the warning track in right center field, scoring Ethier. It's 2-0.
Fastball middle in, and they say Kemp's power is the other way. And boy, did he take that ball the other way, all the way to the warning track. Ben Revere can't get it. Kadire can't get it. They have to wait for that ball to come down. And the rundown.
Here's James Loney, bases empty and a couple of runs in here in the first. And Blackburn misses ball one. And a breaking ball over 1-1. Dodgers coming into this road trip and this series of Minnesota limping a little bit, figuratively and literally. Had a 12-game homestand and only won 4 ball games. Bouncer right side. Casilla has it. And the inning ends, but an unearned run and an earned run. It's a 2-0 Dodger lead. Dodger lead going to the bottom of the first inning, and Ron Gardenhire's Menards batting order has Ben Revere on top, Alexi Casilla, Joe Mauer, Michael Kadire, Jim Thome, Danny Valencia, Rene Tassoni, Luke Hughes, and Tsuyoshi Nishioka.
And Tad Billingsley on the mound for the Dodgers, his second career start against the Twins. He made a start here at the Metrodome back in 2006, lost 8-2 to Carlos Silva. And he's been struggling on the road so far in 8 starts. He's 3-3, but a very high 6.49 earned run average. His last 4 starts, he has not been able to get through the 6th inning. He's been struggling as of late also.
A lot of hits allowed in his last 5 starts. 26 innings pitched, 47 hits. That's 2 per inning. 2-0 to Ben Revere. Twins got some coming back to do right out of the chute here. 2-run Dodger first inning. And there's a strike, 2-1.
Oh, Billingsley, a power type pitcher. He'll try to establish that fastball, get that curveball over. He throws a little cutter and also a changeup in his 6th season with the Dodgers.
3-1.
40 walks in 95 innings pitched for Billingsley.
And 2. Revere taking all the way. Foul.
Yeah, Billingsley just 26 years old already in his 6th season. Came up very young with the Dodgers back in 2006. That start against the Twins at the Metrodome, that was his 3rd career start and his first major league decision. Ended up losing to the Twins.
Soft line drive to Blake, 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the Dodgers. Tony Gwynn Jr. in left, Matt Kemp in center, Trent Olchen in right field, Casey Blake, D. Gordon, Juan Uribe, James Loney, and A.J. Ellis does the catching.
Yeah, defensively, it's a pretty good defensive ball club, even though they've had a lot of guys in and out of their lineup. Only 39 errors, the 2nd fewest in the National League.
Ball 1 to Casilla. Casilla had a good first game on the road trip, then really had a tough time getting the ball out of the infield. In fact, he didn't after the first game of the road trip. 1-1.
One thing Casilla has done, he's hit very well here at home, hitting almost 400 at home and less than 200 on the road.
Called strike, 1-2. In the dirt, and it kicks away from Ellis. 2-2. That's the window concept, window of opportunity. Casilla, he's at home.
Yeah, hitting 359 and only 190 on the road, so hopefully he'll have a nice 9-game homestand.
A foul, and it's still 2-2. This was a really exciting team when the Twins were last playing here, and one of the things that made it exciting, Revere would get on, Casilla would get on. They were able to use the speed an awful lot, and that's what they hope to do now in the next 3 series here over the next week and a half. And he pulls the string on Casilla, strikes him out for out number 2.
A good hard breaking ball right there. Casilla is the first strikeout victim for Billingsley. It's like a cutter right there, down and in. Billingsley picking up his 87th strikeout in 95 innings pitched.
Beautiful night for baseball, and we're glad you're watching it in Sony High Definition. Joe Mauer with the bases empty and 2 away. When the Dodgers were here 5 years ago, Mauer emerged in that season with a torrid hitting streak that led to his winning his first batting title. I mean, everything he hit, including a 5-hit game, he hit right on the button through the whole series.
Yeah, he ended up winning the battle title in 2006, hitting .347.
That drifts wide, 2-1. 11 for 13 in a 3-game series. That's pretty good.
That's not bad. Everything the Dodgers staff threw at Joe Mauer, he hit it hard somewhere.
2-1 to Mauer, and he takes outside 3-1. Kadair on deck. Joe did not start yesterday, got 2 at bats, hit the ball hard twice, once for a single. To the shortstop, and D. Gordon fires across, and Billingsley has a 1-2-3 first inning. Baseball is brought to you by Pentair. Well, we'd like to send a hello to all MediaCom subscribers in Minnesota and Iowa and share the good news with them that they will now receive all Twins baseball games on Fox Sports North.
Very nice. Welcome.
2-0 Dodgers, and we go to the second inning, and Juan Uribe will lead things off.
I saw a lot of Uribe when he was with the Chicago White Sox for 5 seasons from 2004 to 2008 in his first season with the Dodgers.
Blackburn spins a breaking ball over, strike 1. One and one.
Uribe, part of this giant organization last year, won his 2nd World Series ring, one with the White Sox, and then last year with the Giants.
That's to center, and Revere gloves it, one away. Let's go to Marty Gellner.
Hey, Jason Kubel has not played for the Twins since Memorial Day when he sprained his foot in that game against the Tigers. But as we check our Sanford Health injury report, we can tell you some good news that Kubel is making progress, and he'll be heading to Fort Myers tomorrow morning. And he's scheduled to play in games there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then he'll move to Class AA New Britain. After that, Kubel will be reevaluated. And Ron Gardenhire said he'd like to see 25 to 30 at-bats for Kubel. But Dick and Bert, we hope to see Jason Kubel back in the Twins lineup maybe in another week or so.
Well, let's hope so, Marnie. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's the hope, that while Kubel will miss this series and the next series, that when the Tampa Bay Rays come around, that Kubel might be available. 1-0 to Trent Olchen, former Twin farmhand. And he takes inside a ball. Olchen spent 7 years in the Twins organization.
At 2001 to 2007. Signed by the Twins as a free agent back in 2001 out of Sydney, Australia.
Olchen, one of the, one time, 16 Australians that were in the Twins organization.
There's Luke Hughes, another Australian. 8.
3-0 to Olchen. And strike. A little bit of power, not much.
It came up a couple years ago with the Arizona Diamondbacks in his second season with the Dodgers.
And he missed. Blackburn did. It's a 1-out walk to Trent Olchen. And A.J. Ellis coming to the plate. Support the Harmon Killebrew Foundation by joining Harmon's friends in celebrating his 75th birthday at Target Field on Wednesday. And the Twins wrap up the series with the Dodgers. Visit HarmonKillebrewFoundation.org for tickets and details. 1 out, 1 on, and here's A.J. Ellis. And a strike.
Ellis up and down over the last 4 years with the Dodgers. Started this year with the Dodgers, then sent down in late April. Just recalled again on June 19th.
Down low. And the Twins put together that good 3-week period. They did it with consistently good starting pitching. Starting pitching wasn't as good on the road trip. Defense behind the starting pitching wasn't very good.
Yeah, Blackburn making his 11th career interleague start against his first start. This first start against the Dodger organization. 4-4 in interleague play with a 4.84 ERA. And in interleague play here at Target Field, he's 3-0 in 5 career home starts in interleague play. There's his interleague career numbers. Even at his last start in San Francisco was considered a quality start.
Inside 2-1.
Ryan Vogelsong pitched a great ball game. Twins ended up losing that ball game 5-1. But Blackburn went 6 innings. He gave up only 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts.
Talking about Blackburn, you mentioned it too. Ron Gardenhire said in essence he's using the whole plate, pitching inside, outside, and in essence telling him, look, there's a reason the plate is that wide. Use the whole thing and change speeds, mix your pitches in.
Yeah, he kind of really started that in early May against the Chicago White Sox.
Runner goes and the pitch fouled.
That was a game right after Francisco Liriano no-hit the White Sox.
Liriano won't pitch in this series. Brian Dunston, Scott Baker get the next 2 games. Two and 2 to Ellis. Keeping a close eye on Olchen. Of course, they ought to have a pretty good book on him, having been property of the Twins in the minor leagues for all those years.
Yeah, Olchen, I'm sure they're talking a little Australian over there at first base. But Olchen does have 2 stolen bases in 2 attempts.
And now inside a full count, and Olchen got to first base on a walk. Blackburn in danger of walking the number 8 batter as well. Runner goes, pitch bounced to third, and Valencia will fire across. 2 down, and Olchen now at second base for D. Gordon. Rafael Furcal's on the disabled list with an oblique strain. And D. Gordon, with his speed, made quite an impression. He's been scuffling at the plate. Just 1 hit in his last 22 at bats.
Yeah, youngster, only 23 years old, signed by the Dodgers in 2008. This being his rookie season. 5'11", about 150 pounds.
Now, his dad's nickname was Flash, but with this guy's speed, he might have more flash than Tom Gordon. Nice stop at second by Casilla. Throws him out and saves the run. A good play by the Twins second baseman. And the Dodgers lead 2-0. When he was with the Yankees, nicknamed Donnie Baseball, he had a great career, and a back injury, as much as anything else, kept him out of the Hall of Fame.
He was the captain of the New York Yankees. He had some great years in a Yankee uniform.
As you saw, 9 Gold Gloves. All those Gold Gloves we thought Kent Hrbek should have won. Don Mattingly got them all, and he was a great fielding first baseman. Hard to quarrel with Mattingly's prowess at first base. Here's Michael Kadire starting the second inning for the Twins. And we'll have Kent Hrbek up here a little bit later on tonight. 1-0.
Still have any food left in here?
Well, Roy Smalley traded from the Twins to the Yankees and was a teammate of Don Mattingly's for a while. A very professional hitter.
About as professional as I've ever seen, and as there has ever been, guys. He really was a terrific hitter and a great teammate. Just a wonderful guy. He came to the ballpark to play every game, worked hard, worked on his hitting constantly, made himself a great first baseman, as you guys were saying. And I was lucky to throw across the infield to both he and Kent Hrbek.
3-1 to Kadire, taking all the way. And the shame of it all is the Yankees didn't become a dynasty again until Mattingly was done. A pop up to the right side. Uribe calling for it. 1 down. So 4 up, 4 down for Billingsley, even though he's had a couple of 3-ball counts. And here's Jim Thome.
Hey, Roy Smalley, you know, Don Mattingly was one of the first captains for the Yankees. What makes a good captain?
I think the main thing is leadership by example. I think if you look at every captain on a baseball team, it has something to do with their performance on the field, but for the most part, it's the way they go about their business of being ready to play the game, their attitude about wanting to win before personal accomplishments. How professional they are, and the example they set in all the little things. And I think that kind of presence on a team is as important as anything else. To have guys that it's not the manager, but guys that are on the field every day that are the examples of how you're supposed to play the game.
High fastball, another swing and a miss. Thome behind in the count now, 1-2. Twins happy to be gone and done with the National League style of play without a designated hitter. Thome now can get, instead of perhaps one at bat, as many as 4 or 5. That just off the inside corner, 2-2.
And the Twins really need Jim Thome, to kind of pick up some of the slack that the Twins have been lacking. That little cutter right there.
Inside again, 3-2. Another 3-ball count. 4th 3-ball count from the 5 plate appearances so far.
28 pitches, 14 strikes, 14 balls for Billingsley.
Checked his swing. Strike 3, says Mark Carlson. Tommy's still going to first. And now realizes that he's been called out. 1 or 2 away here in the 2nd inning.
Well, he went back to that same pitch that almost struck out Casilla, that little cutter down and in. And Jeff Nelson down at third base saying he did not go.
Twin single game suites are available for limited games here, including the 4th of July weekend. You can spend the holiday enjoying this great game of baseball. Call 833-TWINS and ask about the Twins single game suite options.
I'm sorry, Jeff Nelson said he did go.
Here's Valencia. 1 strike. And over the glove of the shortstop Gordon. And the Twins get their first base runner.
Pretty good hitting right there by Danny Valencia. A big slow curveball, but looked like his lower body Roy had already committed, but he kept his hands back nicely and then hit that ball sharply past the diving shortstop.
That's the key to hitting, Burns, keeping those hands back. That's the most important thing. And you'll see him stride out there, but didn't get his head too far, kept his hands back, and so he was able to whip the big end there at the last minute. That is good hitting. That's great mechanics.
Rene Tassoni hitting 7th. Outside a ball. Again, teams have not had problems getting hits against Billingsley in his last 5 starts. 47 hits allowed. Twins have just gotten their first hit. Tassoni takes inside, 2-0.
Yeah, 5 starts ago he gave up 11 hits to the Colorado Rockies, but he gave up only 1 run. So you can give up hits, but it's a matter of when guys get on base, how do you bear down? Well, he's given up 18 runs over his last 4 starts, covering less than 20 innings.
2-1.
Now, the month of June has not been very nice to Chad Billingsley. See the high ERA.
See what Tassoni can do with this 2-1 pitch. It's to center. And Kemp, the former Gold Glove winner, puts it away. And the Twins are done in the 2nd. On to the 3rd. It's 2-0 Los Angeles. Baseball is brought to you by Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. The Lake of the Woods and Rainy River area near Baudette in northwestern Minnesota. 317,000 acres of Minnesota water in the Lake of the Woods, including the Northwest Angle and Islands, most northern part of the lower 48 states. Over 45 full-service resorts open year-round. On to the third inning. Tony Gwynn Jr. will lead things off. Mr. Kent Herbeck probably spent a good part of your adult life up by the Lake of the Woods, haven't you?
I have been there. Rumor has it, but you know what? There's only like 12,000 more in the state.
Is that right? That you haven't hit yet?
Exactly.
Well, Mr. Herbeck here, as you hosted a special event today to raise awareness about amyotrophic lateral sclerosis or Lou Gehrig's disease.
Exactly. Whoa.
Rocket to center, and Gwynn twice has hit a sharp line drive to center, and Blackburn comes up limping a little bit.
Yeah, we did a little radio thing with the folks on 1500 ESPN and a little awareness of trying to figure out how we can get this ALS thing taken care of.
Now, you've been raising money for this for a couple of decades now. Your father passed away from the disease in, what, 1982?
1982. We're working almost 30 years, Dick.
Right.
Yeah.
Where is the research now compared to where it was when you started your campaign?
Well, the research is there, but there's been nothing since Lou Gehrig had the disease back in 1939, I believe it was, as far as finding out what's causing it or any kind of help. There's been absolutely nothing. There's all kinds of research, but they have found nothing yet. So that's.
Have they, over the years, Kent, been able to say, you know, people that have ALS, kind of like Parkinson's, make them, you know, a little more
comfortable,
I guess? Yeah.
That's about it, Bert. I know
Right.
I've heard you talk many times about your father and Parkinson's and stuff, and you know, there's some, in some way, there's some maybe a correlation between the two diseases because it's neurological and all this kind of stuff, but there really have been none. There's a little bit of comforting drugs, but what right now is what we're doing is we're trying to make the people that have ALS comfortable, and that's what we're raising money for.
1-0 the count to Casey Blake. He bounces it to short. See if they can get two. There's one. And a double play. Casilla gets spilled with a kind of a courtesy cushion from Tony Gwynn at second base. 2 down.
Well, Gwynn with good speed. Got to take out that guy at second base. Just goes in hard over the bag, and Casilla, again, you know, get out of the way, lift those legs up as quick as possible.
That's a clean slide.
Yep.
2 gone. And Andre Ethier, who had a ground ball to Nishioka, didn't field it cleanly, was charged with an error. The Dodgers got their 2 runs in the first inning. Well, I know through my involvement with the Bob Allison Ataxia Research Center and everything they are doing over at the University of Minnesota,
right,
that they're all kind of under an umbrella over there in terms of trying to find exactly what's causing these terrible diseases. This one threw the wickets into center field.
Nick Blackburn's got to go in and get maybe the shin guards on.
Maybe a bigger glove. Kind of looks like you out there, Bert, when you used to pitch. No, I'm sorry.
The balls are usually over my head.
You were usually turning around looking up in the seats. But it'd be a solo shot, right?
That's right.
Solo shot?
I hope.
Matt Kemp.
Right back up the middle. Ethier, Blackburn leaving some pitches up, so that's where you're taught to try to hit that ball right back up the middle. So watch out, Nick Blackburn.
Kemp took a pitch over the inside corner and drove it a long way to right center field. A double off the warning track that scored Ethier with the second run of the first inning. Now he cracks one to left. Third hit of the inning. There'll be runners at first and second with 2 away. Well, Kent, I know through golf tournaments, fishing tournaments, and all that, you kind of made it a campaign to raise money for ALS research and comfort of the patient.
Right.
And here's how you can donate. You can use your phone and contribute to fight ALS. Text "Fight ALS" to 25383 or call 1-800-727-4092.
Well, we all know, Kent, you love to fish. How's the fishing going so far this year? I know the weather has not probably been the best.
You know, the weather hasn't been the best, but the fishing's been good. That's the thing. Yeah, if you can get out there and battle the raindrops or the wind, you can catch some fish. But
driven to right. Kadyr's going to cut that ball off, but another run is going to score. And it's 3-0 Dodgers with the 4th hit of the inning. They're all singles, and 3 of them in a row here with 2 out.
Yeah, 3 straight pitches right there. And Blackburn leaving some pitches up. So Loney picks up his 28th RBI of the year on his first hit. Another pitch left up about thigh high. Good solid swing, line drive, base hit.
So Blackburn has pitched very effectively for the Twins, has given up 6 hits and a walk here. And he has retired just 6 batters so far. Here's Uribe, hit a fly ball to Revere his first time up. Popped up wide of first. Hughes near the railing, and it drifts back into the seats.
Hey, congratulations on your daughter graduating. I heard.
What, you didn't think she was going to, or what?
Wow, we didn't know.
With a dad like me, huh? Yeah, it was kind of neat. It was our one and only, and got her through school, and it was a tough thing. Yeah, exactly. I didn't think it was going to be, but it turned out to be. It was it was a fun night, and they did a great job at Bethany Academy where she went to school, and it was a real fun night. I didn't think it would bug me that much until she put the cap and gown on, and then it got to dad a little bit. It was pretty tough, but it was a fun night.
2 strikes to Uribe. Blackburn trying to get off the mound here in the top of the 3rd.
I know my parents were happy after my 6th year of high school.
They didn't think it was ever going to happen.
No, they did not.
And now you're going to the Hall. Well, you really have fooled them, Bert.
Yes, I did.
Apparently, you don't need that GED to get to the Hall of Fame. Is that the deal?
Just needed you to retire.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There's nobody as competitive on the mound. I can tell you that much.
It was fun.
Bauer digs it out 1 and 2.
I was going to go into Nick Blackburn a little bit. He's left some pitches up. If anything, as a pitcher, it kind of wakes you up when balls are hit right back at you, that you say, hey, you know what? I better quit making mistakes like that because I'm going to knock my head off. So it makes you bear down a little bit. It's almost like giving up a home run. Believe it or not, if I gave up a home run, boy, it made me mad. It made me pitch more aggressive. Blackburn leaving some pitches up. He's got to get it down.
Pulled the string on Uribe, struck him out. 4 hits in the inning. Another Dodger run, or from Ken Herbeck in the bottom of the 3rd. We're down to the 4 greatest moments in All-Star Game history. Go to MLB.com/moments. Vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classics and tune in to the 2011 All-Star Game Tuesday, July 12th at 7 Central on Fox to find out who won. Well, with that, let's go back to 1982. Kent Herbeck's All-Star memory in Montreal in your rookie season. I was the first All-Star game I went to. I was representing one of the local TV stations. And you got in late in the game, right?
Lasted about 5 seconds.
2 pitches, as I recall, right?
Was it 2 or 1?
Man, well, you'd know more than I.
Popped it up.
You popped it up.
Steve Howe got me out.
Okay.
That
Pretty
was
good
it.
lefty.
Yeah, he was a nasty lefty, but yeah, my.
Here's Hughes driving one high and fairly deep to right center. Olsen is there to make the catch, one away.
Goes up in Montreal.
Yep.
Partie des Trois. It means Game of Stars. That's my French. And yeah, it lasted literally. I remember I talked to Howard Cosell. That was probably my biggest moment. I got interviewed by Howard Cosell. Played 5 seconds in the game, and that was it.
Do I remember though your dad went out there?
No,
he was unable to go.
No,
okay.
My mom and dad didn't make it up there.
Here's Tsuyoshi Nishioka taking one at the knees, a strike.
You know, I spent the whole time up there with pretty much. It was Clark Griffith who was up there with the Twins.
Is that right?
I spent a lot of time with Clark because I mean I was lost. Look at these guys on the headsets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's it to you?
2 strikes to Nishioka. Well, as I recall, Billy Martin was the manager.
Yep.
Of the American League team that year. Nishioka lifts it, found out you had the at bat. You never went out in the field.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I pinched it, and they brought in Howe. Boy, for some reason I think there's only 1 pitch.
Well, maybe it was.
But that's your crack staff out there in the truck should probably be able to pick that up, right?
It's probably on YouTube. Your whole at bat's probably on YouTube somewhere.
They know where you went in Montreal. They should have
yeah, exactly. They might have video of both. But no, I spent because Clarkie Griffith had been to Montreal before. I had no clue what was going on in Montreal,
right.
and we went to a couple places. I think I had dinner with him or something. And that was it.
Foul ball. Well, but did Calvin go?
I don't think Calvin was there. No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
I remember the National League won, and we'll move on. But I do want to ask you about the attitude of that All-Star game. It struck me that even as recently as 1982, All-Star game was a pretty serious deal between the 2 leagues, right? I mean, National League had dominated it in recent years, but it was there was a rivalry that existed that doesn't exist now between the 2 leagues.
There was. I don't remember all the back slapping and patting and saying hi and all this stuff. It was like those guys over in the dugout are from the National League. We want to kick their butt.
Right. Nishioka with another foul, keeping his at bat alive.
Now it seems like a big party when you go to the All-Star, and that's fine because I think it makes good for the fans. The home run derby, all this stuff. I mean, the people are having a good time at it. It's fun, and but they're playing for a little more with the ball game.
Yeah.
Deciding where and I like that idea of I guess I don't know if there's another way to do it or not.
I know myself, I only had the opportunity to go to 2 of them, one in 1973 in Kansas City and then 1985 here in Minnesota. And, you go in with the attitude, it's an honor to play, but you also want to win.
Right.
And, I got a kick out of, like Bob Gibson. I know when he went to the All-Star games, I read some of his books that he wouldn't even talk to anybody. He would talk to the pitchers from other clubs, but he wouldn't even talk to the hitters, on his own team, on a National League team.
That's a heck of an at-bat for Nishioka. He fouled off about 5 2-strike pitches and then just punched one into center field for a 1-out single. Ben Revere will hit today at Target Field mid-afternoon. Phil Bauer took some ground balls over there. Great athlete. You were a great athlete. You settled at first base. How much of a transition will this be for Joe, do you think, to get his
he's going to play first base now?
He may play first base for a little bit.
Joe will be able to play first base. I always tell everybody this. They ask me about playing first base. The best compliment I ever got playing first base was from Dwight Evans from Boston. And when you get compliments from opposing players, I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday. He got on the first base one day and said to me, he says, "Hey Herbie, anybody can play first base, but not everybody can play great like you do," which was a great compliment to Dwight Evans, being one of the best right fielders in the game, which felt pretty good hearing it from a guy that you play against. Because there was always the old adage of, if this guy gets old and he's playing third base, let's throw him over at first base. I mean, there's a lot of games you can save at first base by picking it. Justin Morneau's the prime example. He struggled a little bit at first base playing the game. When he first started out, it has become a Gold Glove first base.
What's the hardest thing? I mean, like you mentioned, other guys have gone over there at first base, but it becomes more the mental part, doesn't it, than the physical part? I mean, where to go and save some.
Yeah, well, that comes with it after you learn it. And that guy there could play a little bit too. Yeah, Mr. Mattingly. Matter of fact, he's got a little bit of gold on his wall. I know that because I was right there behind him all the time. But like Luke can play first base, but he's not just a no. Okay, I mean, he can catch the ball a little bit, but if you want to pick a ball and save a run, there was a play the other day at first base where he bounced and he missed it and the guy scored. Justin usually picks that ball, and that's one run. You don't think about it. You think, well, the guy made a bad throw, but you know what? Gary Gaetti gave me one of his Gold Gloves that he won at third base because I cut all the crap that he threw over to me all the time. So
he really did. I didn't know that.
Yes, I got one in my bed. The only Gold Glove I got is Gary's Gold Glove. I don't have one myself, but he gave it to me because he said if I wouldn't have won the Gold Glove if it wasn't for you catching all the bad throws I threw over to you. So, which was kind of a nice gesture, I thought.
3-1 to Ben Revere. Twins trying to build an inning here in the third. This one lifted foul with Nishioka going on the pitch. Well, Roy Smalley played some time over at first base too. We were visiting about this during dinner. You spent some time when you were with the Yankees over there.
I did, and let me tell you, Dewey Evans was right. It's not that easy to be great at it. Anybody can go over there. I made bad throws over to Don Mattingly. I made bad throws over to Herbie, and I'll tell you what, Herbie was the best. I know Don's got all that gold, but I played with both of them. As great as Donnie was, I felt like Herbie deserved a whole bunch of those.
Nishioka took off again, another foul ball. But Roy, as we talked about, one of the greatest athletes this area has ever produced, Dave Winfield. Big target over there, 6'5", 6'6". When he was with the Twins at the very end of his career, he had a first baseman's glove, but the Twins never put him over there.
Well, he was a great athlete, but not in the infield. I mean, I don't think he'd ever played in the infield at all. Going back to when he was a kid, he had to be a pitcher and an outfielder, most of his life. And catching ground balls and catching throws in the dirt is different. I think it'd be easier for a catcher to go over there, Herbie, don't you think, than somebody who's played outfield?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, you're just not used to the ball being ripped at you, on the ground or the nuances of various hops. I always felt like Herbie didn't get the respect that Mattingly got because Mattingly just looked a little bit smoother.
And they're going to get a double play. Nishioka claiming he was never tagged. Second to base umpire Eric Cooper saw it otherwise. Our thanks to Ken Herbeck, and we'll
Rex, thank you.
Replay the play.
Thanks, Roy.
think will be the Arby's value player of the game. Text the word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 234234. Jim Thome leading the balloting. And we go to the fourth inning. Twins down 3-0. Bottom third of the Dodger lineup. Trent Olchen will lead things off. Here's the double play.
Well, let's take a look right there. Off the glove of the pitcher, and then Gordon reaching. And, well, you know, I mean, it looked like he maybe nicked his jersey.
That's deep to right field. Olchen hits one out. Olchen with his fourth major league home run, and it's 4-0.
Well, Blackburn leaving some pitches up, and the Dodgers have not been missing them. 6 hits, now 7 hits allowed by Nick Blackburn here, starting his fourth inning of work. And the location of the pitch, the breaking ball, just kind of hung right there. Olchen uppercut swing. Makes it a 4-0 Dodgers lead.
So 2 in the first, a run in the third, and a leadoff home run here in the fourth. And A.J. Ellis with a 1-0 count. And now 2-0. Mr. Herbeck has left the booth, but Roy, we were talking about a great fielding first baseman in the American League in that era, and Mattingly won the 9 Gold Gloves.
Yeah, Downey won them. I thought Herbie should have or could have several times, if not all of them. And I said that he didn't get the respect that he deserved because Downey looked a little smoother over there. And I didn't mean that Herbie wasn't smooth, because he was. But a left-handed throwing first baseman just looks smoother, and he had a little flash to him when he picked the ball in the dirt. Herbie was a little bit more blue-collar looking. He'd dive around. He'd get down on one knee with one leg out like a hockey goalie. He did a lot of things a little bit unconventionally. And so I just think it was, besides the fact that Donnie played in New York with all that media exposure,
right,
there was just the way the two of them appeared, I think, influenced people as well.
To see him backhands and fires, good play to get Ellis in the first out. Well, first I wanted Ken Herbeck to win some Gold Gloves. I didn't have that much of an issue with him losing them to Don Mattingly. The one I really that bothered me was toward the end of Ken Herbeck's career, and Don Mattingly was out with a back injury, and Mark McGwire won the Gold Glove, and not Ken Herbeck. That's the one that really stuck in my craw. Good play by Casilla for the first out of the fourth, and now D. Gordon will hit. Gordon bluffs a bunt, takes a strike.
Casilla's made already a couple very nice plays. He made that one against D. Gordon, where he dove to his left and made a nice play, saved a run.
And Revere comes in for out number 2. And that'll bring up Tony Gwynn Jr. Voting's ongoing for the 2011 All-Star Game in Phoenix. You can vote for your favorite Twins and your favorite players at twinsbaseball.com. Cast your ballot up to 25 times for your 2011 All-Stars. Vote early, vote often, vote today at twinsbaseball.com. 2 gone in the fourth. Here's Gwynn Jr. Trey Hillman, the bench coach, former Kansas City manager, with his arm around Matt Kemp. One and 0 to Gwynn. He's drilled 2 singles up the middle against Nick Blackburn. Now he squirts one under the glove of Nishioka, and Gwynn, like his dad, with a 3-hit game. Dad did it a couple hundred times, I suspect.
I'll tell you what, right there, Nick Blackburn, I saw Joe Mauer move inside, and that ball leapt out over the plate again, and Gwynn hitting it the other way. 8 hits for the Dodgers off of Nick Blackburn here with 2 outs in the fourth.
Casey Blake has been retired twice on ground balls, once to Casilla, and then he hit a ground ball to Nishioka, who started a double play. Tigers beat Toronto 4-2, and Gwynn takes off on the first pitch. Mauer doesn't catch it. Gwynn goes into a slide, and is in with a stolen base.
Second stolen base for Tony Gwynn Jr. Now with 8 on the year. Mauer tried to backhand that. Breaking ball. It gets underneath his glove. But Gwynn again got a very good jump.
One and 0 to Blake. Another runner, another speedy runner in scoring position. Under the glove of Valencia. Gwynn will round third and come home. Tassoni's throw not in time, and it's 5-0. Valencia going to his left and had the ball. It looked like skip under his glove, and the single and stolen base lead to another run.
Yeah, Casey Blake, because of his time on a disable, is just his 17th RBI of the year. Valencia diving for it. You'd like for him to knock it down just out of reach in the left field. And Gwynn scores for the second time in a game. And it's a 5-0 Dodger lead.
Andre Ethier reached on a Nishioka error and then single. He scored a couple of runs already. You know, I can imagine if you're involved in the Dodgers in any capacity, particularly the players, and you just spent 2 weeks at home and you haven't played well, the fans have not used their tickets, you've got this soap opera that's developed at home for 2 weeks. The idea of getting out on the road might not be a bad idea. Just to get out and get away from it to the extent you can. And the Dodgers have enjoyed their first game here at Target Field. Off of Nishioka's chest and a high throw, and the runner will reach. So a one hopper, Nishioka took it high across the collarbone, and Ethier reaches for the third straight time. We'll see whether they rule it a hit or an error.
That ball came up on Nishioka. And they give Nishioka an error. A little one hopper right there. And by the time he could get to it, he makes Luke Hughes jump straight up. Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, out to talk to Nick Blackburn. Second errors for Nishioka in the ballgame. A quick trip to the mound by Rick Anderson. You know, going back to Winfield playing first base, and I know Roy's down there. You know, I think first basemen, you have to be pretty agile. One thing about Herbie, as big as he was, I mean, he was agile, you know, and Winfield, as big and strong as he was, you couldn't see him playing first base. Roy, you feel the same way?
Absolutely, Bert. Yeah. Herbie was about as agile as the guy could be. When he first came up in 81 and 82, he was a pretty svelte guy. I mean, he was long and lean, and he chopped the ball on that turf in 82 and beat out 2 up ground balls to the shortstop. I mean, he could run, he could do everything, and he never really lost that agility. He was quick as a cat over there, and I agree with you. Winnie was a tremendous player and a Hall of Fame player, but he was an outfielder, just different.
Yeah, I think Roy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Joe Mauer would make a good first baseman right now because why? Well, Justin Morneau's gone. Jason Kubel could also maybe play over there. Kadyr's been able to play over there, but we've seen other catchers get behind the plate, like Victor Martinez, Santana with Cleveland,
Santana, right.
Carlos Santana. They play some first base. It kind of takes some of the wear and tear off of Joe, and because of the injuries the Twins have had, maybe Joe's going to get that opportunity real soon.
He'll be able to play over there. He's used to balls coming at him in the dirt, and he's a great athlete. I mean, he'll be able to do that. You know, it's not as Dewey Evans said to Herbie, and it's not easy to be really good over there. And you mentioned Michael Kadir playing first base. There's an example of it. Pretty astonishing that you think back you think of the throws that he's dug out of the dirt and the different plays that Kadir's made. He's acquitted himself very well at first base when he's been over there, just out of the blue, coming out of right field and playing first.
Oh, Roy, you played some first. I know, as an outfielder, I would imagine Kadir, he's out in right field, just kind of walking around. Okay, are they going to hit the ball to me? So first baseman, you're in every play. Yeah,
it's different. I mean, and you see for a guy like Michael, who started out as a shortstop and went to third, before he went to the outfield. I mean, going over to the right side of the infield is totally different. And you see the ball comes out off the bat differently than anything you're used to. So that's one of the adjustments that a guy that hasn't played first base his whole life has to make as well.
Bouncer wide of third.
Hey, guys, with Kemp up here right now, I got to tell you, when a guy's going really, really well, when he gets a single, which he did his last time up, and I'm standing here a stone's throw away from Davey Lopes and the first base bag, and he was grousing and grumbling about only getting a single on that pitch. He was mad at himself for some reason. He didn't like it at all. I don't know why. He got a single to left, and he was mad.
1-2.
If you get a pitch that you thought you should have hit a lot harder or further, I mean, he hit the ball in his first at-bat over by Harmon Killebrew out in right center.
Yep, just another lousy single.
5-0 Dodgers. We're just in the top of the fourth inning here. Blackburn's just had a difficult time getting any kind of rhythm going here. There's a little number that will spin. Foul. One of the other options for Mauer, not just first base, but Ron Gardenhire's mentioned the possibility of him seeing some time out in left field. Delman Young looks like he's going to be out for some time. The reason I think first base is getting the most attention is eventually Jason Kubel, Denard Span, outfielders are going to come back into the lineup, and there'll be less of a need for an outfielder. But left field might not be a bad option for Joe Mauer either. That's a bouncer, and Valencia has it. And finally, the end of the inning. But a couple more runs for the Dodgers, and it's 5-0. Ball on Fox Sports North is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. And by AT&T. Twins trying to claw their way out of a 5-0 hole here as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. The Dodgers have jumped on the Twins. The Twins haven't played particularly well in the field. Have just 2 hits so far, 2 singles. It'll be Casilla, Mauer, and Kadire in the Twins' fourth, facing Chad Billingsley.
I'd like to introduce Sergeant Kyle Malin,
sir.
Malin. Welcome. You made the local paper today. You were in Afghanistan. You stepped on a mine and lost your legs, and our prayers are with you and your family. A couple little boys that you're very proud of. Your wife behind you here, Alicia, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
And welcome up to the booth. And you had an opportunity to raise that flag this afternoon. Pretty nice honor, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing. Just to have so many eyes on me. It's kind of weird, but it's good to be in front of a hometown crowd.
You're from Lakeville. You grew up in Lakeville?
Yes, sir.
2-2 to Casilla. He takes a call, third strike while growing up in Lakeville. How much of a Twins fan were you growing up?
Yeah, always got to support your home team.
Yeah.
That's I rooted for the Twins, Vikings, Timberwolves. No one too much of a basketball fan.
I understand you're a pretty good wrestler.
I was decent. I had my day in the sun. So.
Speaking of the day in the sun, we're getting the reflection from the building over there. It looks like we're in the sun ourselves. Here's a strike to Mauer. What's it like when you're overseas and so many sports fans over there? How tough is it to follow your teams when you're literally half a world away?
You're always behind on the stats, behind on the games.
But do you get the games delayed on television or on radio, or you just follow them on the internet, or how do you go about following the news events?
A lot of the ones, if you want to follow a specific team, it'll be on the internet, depending on where you're at,
right,
and how good the internet quality is, and even how many computers there are. But sometimes they'll have AFN, and they'll put on some of the bigger games, but it's few and far between.
Mauer lifts it high to left field. Tony Gwynn Jr. in the corner makes the catch, out number 2.
Kyle, I know you live down in San Antonio, Texas. What is the next step for your rehab?
Oh, I got my prosthetics. I'm in my chair today because I'm doing a lot of running around, but I'm still getting used to them. I just got my feet about a month ago. Kind of threw something new into the mix. So little by little, it's taking baby steps and trying to get better.
So eventually you're going to walk again, but with the aid of a cane, I understand.
Yeah, that's what my goal is, to get to where all I need is like one cane.
Because you got 2 little boys that you have to chase around. You know that.
Yeah. They keep me on my toes even now, so to speak.
I love your personality. I love the article in the paper today. It just shows that, through all the adversity that you had to deal with over Afghanistan and what happened to you, that your spirits are still there. Believe me, someone that, really admires what you guys have done for us. It's incredible. And your wife's encouragement to you, you need a lot of loved ones around you. It sounds like you're getting that.
Oh, yeah. My wife's been by my side ever since I opened my eyes again, and she hasn't left it yet. So
she better not.
Yeah, no, she's strong. She's too strong for me. I don't think I'd be able to push her away.
3-2 now to Kadair with Tomey on deck.
Yeah, I got all my friends and family down there in one-on-one section, and just enjoying the game as much as we can.
We'll see if we can get this game turned around.
Yeah. Well, it's an honor that you came up here and spent some time with us. And we appreciate that very much.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people up here in the booth, but this I feel that's a good word. I feel honored to have you up here.
I'm honored to be up here. It was a great honor to raise the flag for the Twins. They actually supported me a lot once I got injured. They sent a lot of stuff for I guess they held a benefit for me and my family to help us out financially, and the Twins pitched in a lot of autographs, memorabilia and stuff like that, and raised a nice little chunk of change to help us out with our finances and get us to where we don't have to have any worries. So
good.
Kadair pokes one foul to stay alive.
Twins organization have done that under Dave St. Peter and his staff. They like how many clubs? I think ours is the only club that does this on a daily basis. That we have someone raise the flag every day. It's cool. They do a great job.
Kadair lifts it to short left field, and Gwynn has a long run and gets there. Long at bat comes to the end of the 4th inning. First 4 innings go to the Dodgers, and our thanks to Sergeant Kyle Malin for stopping by the booth.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
At Target Field, first 4 innings go to the Dodgers. The Twins are going to absolutely own the next 5.
What a courageous young man. Unbelievable.
Yep. Maloney will lead off the 5th for the Dodgers. And a pitch inside. Blackburn struggled, to be sure. He's given up 9 hits in 4 innings. Got a couple of errors behind him. Allowed a couple of stolen bases, which again is unlike Nick. And a strike. So you grew up watching the Dodgers. The Dodgers were your team growing up, right?
Well, no, more the Angels when they moved down in '66. But as a youngster, I really learned the game of baseball from listening to a man I wish was here, Vin Scully. 82 years old, have been doing the games, 62 years, announcing for the LA Dodgers.
And Vin Scully broadcasts the World Series along with Ray Scott representing the Twins. And people tend to forget Sandy Koufax, of course, coming back on 2 days rest to win Game 7. But Jim Cott was coming back on 2 days rest too. And Jim was sailing along until I believe it was the 4th inning. And 3 successive pitches. A Lou Johnson home run, a double, and a single. 3 pitches in a row from Jim Cott allowed the Dodgers to get 2 runs. This one lifted into right center field and a base hit for Uribe, his first hit. And made it look for all the world like Jim Cott was ready to do what Sandy Koufax ended up doing, which was pitching a shutout on 2 days rest. So the Dodgers now have 10 hits against Nick Blackburn, who's been pretty stingy in allowing hits for the last month and a half or so. Just 4 hits in 6 innings in his last start. Just the third time that Blackburn's allowed 10 hits in a ball game. And here's Olchin, who clubbed a home run leading off the 4th inning. And he gets a base hit to left. So with 1 out, the Dodgers start stringing singles together again. And the Twins' annual salute to current and former members of the military is coming up on Sunday when the Brewers are in town. U.S. Bank presents Armed Services Appreciation Day, and it'll feature a pregame tribute to all branches of the armed forces. And to check on ticket availability and more information, call 800-33-TWINS. Here's A.J. Ellis.
Yeah, season high 11 hits allowed now for Nick Blackburn.
Strike 1. Anthony Swarzak was warming up last inning, and it looks like he's warming up again here in the 5th. And another rocket up the middle. Uribe on third. Revere's throw cut off, and it's 6-0.
Well, Ellis picking up an RBI, his 5th of the year.
It's been a very rough outing for Nick Blackburn.
Again, a location you can see where the pitches have been, just left up, and the Dodgers almost like taking batting practice right now against Nick Blackburn.
There's Swarzak warming up again. D. Gordon, the number 9 batter, will hit.
Yeah, Mauer out to talk to Blackburn. Maybe taking a little extra time. Let Swarzak get some more pitches in. Yeah, here comes Ron Gardner.
He's done such a good job of keeping the ball down around the knees, but a lot of them left up around the belt tonight. And Blackburn has a short outing, going just 4 1/3 innings. His second shortest outing of the season.
Chad Billingsley staked with a 6-0 lead, clocked as high as 93. Nick Blackburn short outing at 91. Anthony Swarzak coming into the ball game. He replaced Francisco Liriano in Milwaukee when Liriano worked only 3 2/3 innings last Saturday. So Swarzak making his 8th appearance overall.
We got a shot of Billingsley in the dugout. No one maybe in the ballpark knows how Nick Blackburn is feeling better than Billingsley, who had a couple starts like that in the middle of June. Less than 5 innings, a whole bunch of hits and some runs, and now the worm has turned, and he's the beneficiary of some early run support. Here's D. Gordon, first and second. Only 1 out, 3 straight singles for the Dodgers. And he goes up the middle for a hit. Holchin around third. Revere's throw skips past the cutoff man. And on Swarzak's very first pitch, the Dodgers get their 4th straight single.
And D. Gordon picking up his 3rd RBI of the year. Jumping on that first fastball. Watch out. Blackburn got some balls hit up the middle, and right there, first pitch from Swarzak. Ball going up the middle.
Tony Gwynn Jr. has 3 singles in the ball game already, and we're just in the 5th inning. 2 sharp singles to center, and then he pushed one past Nishioka at short. his last time up. A couple of stolen bases and a couple of runs scored.
13 hits. Every starter for the Dodgers have at least one hit already. Wynn has 3. Matt Kemp has 2. And Olgen has 2.
Up high, and it's 1-1. Inside 2-1. Zach hoping to start putting some zeros up and see if the Twins can get a few runs and get back in this game. It's already 7-0. 2-2. The Dodgers had a 2-week homestand, went 4-8. Did take 2 out of 3 from the Tigers in the middle of that homestand.
You know what? There's Trey Hillman right there, the bench coach for Don Mattingly. As a player, even though the Dodgers are going through the turmoil of the bankruptcy and all that stuff, as a player, you still have to go out and play the game. I mean, that's what Don Mattingly, I'm sure, has told his players. Can't do anything about what's, you have no control over.
But oddly, kind of different way of saying what I was saying before, it might actually be easier to do that away from home than at home. All third strike, out number 2, and now Casey Blake will hit.
But again, Dick, as a player, you don't get into that. Your goal is to come to the ballpark early, get ready for the game, play the game, and then you go home.
And that's when you worry about whether the Dodgers are going to be able to make payroll on the 30th of June. 1-0. That it's happened to one of the 30 teams in baseball is remarkable in itself, but that it's happened to the Dodgers. And a strike. Bankruptcy filing in Delaware today, and there's apparently going to be some ruling or judgment tomorrow that will help clarify some of the issues surrounding the bankruptcy declaration. Bouncer left side, Valencia down to a knee, and safe at first is Blake, an infield hit, 5th single of the inning, and the bases are loaded now for Ethier.
Danny Valencia having go as far as talking to Nishioka right there. If Nishioka could have made that play, but he cut in front of Nishioka right off the end of the bat. Ball slowly hit. Valencia, once he fell, tough play to get up and make something. A good throw as Blake is hustling down that line. Would have been a tough play for Nishioka to make that play.
14 Dodger hits. They already lead 7-0, and now their third place hitter, Ethier, comes up with the bases loaded. And that gets by Mauer and kicks toward the Dodger dugout. That's 8-0. Pitch in the dirt. And I'm not sure Joe actually got it at all. It almost looked like it hit the home plate umpire rather than the catcher.
There's a shin guard involved in this one right here. Wild pitch will be charged to Swarzak. And it skips off the plate and it hit the umpire's shin pad. Deflected away.
Carsoup.com/baseball question. Ed Nelson from Crookston wondering how official scorers are selected. Now there's Stu Thornley, and I'm going to get this clarified during the next inning break, but I believe that the official scorers are actually hired and paid for by Major League Baseball, not the home team.
Right.
As to how they're selected, you need to have some obviously baseball awareness, in-depth knowledge of the rules of the game, and that's why in so many cases it's a former sports writer or a beat writer who used to.
Stu is very knowledgeable about the game of baseball.
The history of it,
right?
The rules within it.
And you can't be blind. That's part of it. You have
That's
to be
true.
able to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
1-1. There are a lot of thankless jobs in baseball. That just happens to be one of them. There aren't many times, if you're an official scorer, somebody pats you on the back and says, you know, you're just really doing a great job. You'll get phone calls from somebody who didn't like the fact they got charged with an error, or a pitcher who felt like it should have been an error and not a hit. Usually the managers or coaches will do the actual calling. 1-2 to Ethier. And a strikeout ends the inning. And it's another good inning for the Dodgers. They scored 3 more times.
In the Minnesota Lottery Winners Circle with Amanda and Matt Weidler. They have a home in Minot, North Dakota, and in Velva, North Dakota, which is downstream about 20 miles. They've had to evacuate out of both homes, but you told me, as far as you know, your homes might be salvaged at this point. You feel like you guys are the lucky ones.
I do. We do feel very fortunate as of right now, and we just want everyone that's watching and everyone back at home that's watching us to know that we're collecting prayers for everyone, not just us, and we hope everyone continues to support Minot and the surrounding community that's affected by the flood.
Well, we hope that a circle from Bert and $100 worth of scratch-off lottery tickets at least lifts your spirit for the evening. Thank you very much, guys. Dick and Bert, we know that message is echoed by so many people right now.
Absolutely. There are brothers and sisters up there, and we hope for the very best. Outside to Tomey now 3-0. It'll be Tomey, Valencia, and Tassoni.
Yeah, the shift is on by the Dodgers as Casey Blake moves over to second base, and D. Gordon staying there at short.
Strike on the outside corner. Tomey struck out on a check swing in the second inning. 3-1. And a walk will put them aboard. First time the Twins have had their leadoff batter on. Valencia will hit. And Marnie, for Twins fans around the country, if they would like to help out, that is the website to go to. Either of those, correct?
Yes, either MinotRedCross.org or on FoxSportsNorth.com. You can find our North Supports page, and either of those websites is where you can go to help the American Red Cross. They're trying to bring hope to Minot, and you guys know that is my hometown.
Yeah.
The pictures, the video, everything has been just nothing short of astonishing to watch. But I know these people. They are wonderful people. They have a wonderful spirit. They need help right now, but they're going to survive this.
They're fighters, aren't they, Marnie?
They are fighters.
Valencia skies one to center. Kemp in a couple of steps. One away. Tomey remains at first. I checked with Stu Thornley today, and chances of this happening aren't very good, but we pretty much nailed the answer. He confirmed everything we talked about as to why or how official scorers are selected. He left out the part about them being able to see. You threw that in there, but I guess that was a foregone conclusion. But yeah, they are employed by Major League Baseball. They have to have exhibited a deep and thorough knowledge of the game and the rules. And the complexity, the difficulty of the job came into play here a couple of weeks ago when Francisco Liriano looked like he might be throwing his second no-hitter. Down and away a ball, and Greg Wong was the official scorer in that game, and there was a play. Luke Hughes was charging a ball, and he didn't make the play, and it was ruled an error at the time. And it could just as easily, I think, have been ruled the first hit that Liriano allowed. And then a cleaner hit, or a couple of hits followed after that.
Yeah, official score has to be biased. I mean, you know, even
not
though
biased.
Not biased.
Right.
Yeah. They can't say, okay, well, I'm a Twins fan, which Stu, you know, he follows the Twins all the time. You know, but you have to just say, hey, this is the game.
Sony getting a different bat. Twins trying to take advantage of the leadoff walk. One and two to Rene Tassoni. Hit a fly ball to center's first time. Billingsley strikes him out for out number 2.
Yeah, another strikeout with that breaking ball down and in for Billingsley. He picks up his 4th strikeout.
In our AT&T trivia question, not much has gone right for the Twins. We'll see if we can get this answer correct. Who led the Twins in hits and runs batted in the 1965 World Series? Not in the season, but in the World Series. Remembering that the Twins won games 1, 2, and 6 in Minnesota. Games 3, 4, and 5 in Los Angeles went to the Dodgers, and they were all low-scoring games. Koufax, Drysdale, Osteen had something to do with that. And then the Dodgers and Koufax beat the Twins 2-0 in Game 7. Ken Grant hit a 3-run home run in Game 6. One and one. And Hughes lifts it to left center field. Kemp over a few steps. Tomey draws a leadoff walk. He's left aboard. The Twins are done in the 5th. Down 8-0.
Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems weather forecast for the Twins here at Target Field. Mainly clear skies overhead and comfortable for Game 2 taking on the Dodgers. First pitch temperatures in the middle 70s.
Well, it's 8-0 Dodgers in the first of a 3-game series. And we head to the 6th inning in a game that's obviously been all Los Angeles. Matt Kemp, James Loney, Juan Uribe hitting here in the 6th against Anthony Swarzak, who relieved Nick Blackburn in the 5th.
Yeah, Blackburn worked only 4 1/3 innings. He gave up 11 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned with a walk and a strikeout.
Up on the in, ball 1. Tigers have already won, and the Indians are leading 2-0 in the first inning in the desert. Is in danger of falling 10 games back after closing the gap to 6.5 games just a week ago. Strike 1. 1-1.
Boy, going back to 65, you know, Maury Wills, you think of that ball club they had, the Dodgers. They had it all, really. Maury Wills, Wes Parker, Willie Davis, Tommy Davis, Johnny Roseboro.
Except power. They had it all, but they didn't
Jim
have
Lefevre, Ron Farrell.
And the deal was, didn't they have an all switch hitting infield?
Yep.
Everybody around the infield was a switch hitter. 1 and 2. So many different, or the game was different in so many ways back then. Splintered bat, another base hit to center field. Ben Revere's arm is going to be tired just returning the singles back to the infield.
Yeah, Kemp gets his 3rd hit of the ball game.
In the 1965 World Series, the winning pitcher in all 7 games went the distance. There wasn't one pitching change made on the winning side in the entire series. But Cat Grant won Game 1 8-2. He went the distance. Jim Cott won Game 2 5-1. He went the distance. Claude Osteen, Drysdale, Koufax won games in Los Angeles. They were all complete games. But Cat Grant again in Game 6. Pitched 9 innings, won 5-1, and then Koufax in Game 7.
Think they had pitch counts back then?
The Dodgers in that series outscored the Twins 24-20. So little like 3.5 runs a game to 3 runs a game is kind of how it averaged over the 7 games. Check swing down and away, 1-1. Now, did you watch that World Series?
I probably did. I don't quite remember. Been 65. I probably did. I grew up right there. My dad was a huge Dodger fan. I became more of an Angel fan when they moved down,
right,
to our area, Southern California, back in '66.
Because they played up at Dodger Stadium their first 5 years, right?
Right.
Fouled back. I remember watching those early Twins telecasts then, and I guess it never occurred to me now, but they played at Dodger Stadium. But Herb, Ray Scott, Frank Butel, whoever would have been announcing, Halsey Hall, they always identified it as the games coming from Chavez Ravine, because they couldn't use Dodger Stadium, even though that's the stadium they were playing in. 1-2 to Loney. Foul back. 1-2 again to James Loney. All the games in 1965 were day games. And in elementary school in western Minnesota, we weren't even allowed to bring radios in to listen to them.
Did your teachers have radios at
all?
No,
we only had one teacher, and it was Mrs. Forcier.
And she wasn't a baseball fan?
She was just trying to do her job well, I'm sure. That's a base hit to right. Hit number 16. Yikes. First and second, nobody out here in the 6th. And for the MediaCom subscribers in Minnesota and Iowa, good news. You'll now be able to get all the Twins games on Fox Sports North, and we've added some telecasts too. We should probably alert our viewers that we're going to be televising just about every game here on out.
And believe me, they're not all going to be like this, folks.
They better not be. So a couple of singles to start the 6th inning, and here's Uribe. Remember, with the series tied 3 games apiece, running home from school on that Thursday to see whether the Twins had won the World Series or not, and found out they did not. Probably I should have learned my lesson there. That was easier to take because I was a big Twins fan. Probably should have taken the same path in the Viking Super Bowls. Just not watch the game. Don't listen to it. Just check in later to see whether they won or not. To right center field. Hit number 17. The ball overrun in right field. And safe at second base. So the hits just keep on coming off the Dodger bats. 17 of them.
Well, the RBI single for Uribe, and then an error on Michael Kadire, allowing Uribe to go from first to second. Uribe taking it the other way, Kadire getting in front of it, but then the ball hit off his glove, and on that Uribe goes from first to second, and then slides on the infield side, and Nishioka not able to tag him out.
9 runs, 17 Dodger hits, 3 Twins errors, a couple of Dodgers stolen bases. And all in all, a mess. Here's Olchin. And strike 1. Olchin's reached all 3 times. Walked in the 2nd. Leadoff home run in the 4th, and a single and a run scored in the 5th. Swarzak has struck out 2 batters. Everybody else has gotten a single against him. He's faced 7 batters and given up 5 hits. And with nobody out, he's got 2 more runners in scoring position. Twins have the infield in. Already down 9-0. 1-2.
Matre starting to loosen up.
One and 2 to Olchin. And a foul. Two runs for the Dodgers in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, and 1 so far here in the 6th. Off the plate, and it's 2-2. Dodgers have been crippled by injuries this year too. Casey Blake has missed more than a month. Rafael Furcal fouled back. Jonathan Broxton, their closer, has missed a month and a half. Doesn't look like he's coming back anytime soon. They're concerned about his elbow. He's going to have another MRI now. 2-2.
Swarzak needs one of his strikeouts right here. Good job.
Right in front of A.J. Ellis. And over to the edge of the Dodger dugout. And absolutely nothing for Twins fans to cheer about, so they're getting riled up in this at bat. Trying to cheer Swarzak on. It's down the line and a foul ball. He's thrown 32 pitches, 23 strikes, but only 2/3 of an inning. 2 strikeouts. Shioko's committed a couple of errors. Kadayer's just committed one. It's been a long half inning and there's still nobody out.
They pick up the tempo a little bit, but the way the pitches have been, they're going to hit it anyway.
That's to left, and Tassoni makes the catch for the out. Tagging and scoring is Loney, and it's 10-0.
Ochin picking up his second RBI on the sacrifice fly.
Arby's and Fox Sports North giving you a chance to win a trip for 2 to Fort Myers, Florida. Pick up an Arby's It's Good Mood Food code card every Friday at any participating Arby's, and log on to foxsportsnorth.com. Click on the Fan Zone tab. Enter the code for the chance to win. Got to be a member of the Fan Zone. Got to be 18 or older. Visit foxsportsnorth.com for more contest details. Here's A.J. Ellis. Strike on the outside corner. Ellis singled in a run his last time up.
Yeah, AJ standing for Andrew James Ellis, 30 years old, born in Missouri.
Now, if you're going to make it to the major leagues and you go by the initials AJ, you've got to be a catcher. Not just Pierzynski. Remember A.J. Hinch?
Yep.
He was a catcher. Now A.J. Ellis. One strike to the Dodger catcher. One and two. Swarzak taking a long time between pitches. Pop up right side and Casilla for out number 2. And before D. Gordon comes to the plate, the Dodgers will be hooking up next week. This week at Target Field, and tomorrow is a Sports Authority Value Pack game. Purchase a ticket in the U.S. Bank Home Run Porch and get a free Schweigert hot dog and Pepsi. That's tomorrow night. Twins and Dodgers. Call 800-33-TWINS or go to twinsbaseball.com. Here's D. Gordon. to center, and Revere makes a nice running catch to put an end to a long inning that started with 3 singles and ended up with 2 more Dodger runs. Our AT&T trivia question. I believe the answer is Zoilo Versailles.
Yes, with 4.
That one was easy enough to look up.
Yes, it was.
8 hits, 4 runs batted in, and of course Zoilo was able to
he won the MVP that year.
Deal with the disappointment of losing the World Series. Shortly after that, named the league MVP in a close ballot, edging out teammate Tony Oliva. Tony, of course, won the batting title his first 2 years, 64 and 65. And in 1964, he was barely edged in the MVP voting by Brooks Robinson. And then in 1965, he lost a close vote to his teammate, Zoilo Versailles. Here's Tsuyoshi Nishioka, singled after a long at bat his first time up, 1 and 2. Fouled off a bunch of 2-strike pitches and ended up getting a single.
Yeah, this is kind of what Billingsley has gone through now. It's 5 innings. He already has 90 pitches. Staked with an early 2-0 lead, then 3, then 5, then 8. Now 10-0 lead. Billingsley has only given up 2 hits. He has 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. What a high pitch count.
Two and 2.
His last start came against the Tigers in L.A. He ended up winning that ball game 6-1, but he pitched 5 1/3 innings through 110 pitches.
And time called. Catcher Ellis wanted to stop play. Half swing. Did he go? Nope. 3 and 2.
That's that pitch right there, Dick, that he's been able to get 3 of the 4 strikeouts on. That little cutter down and in. Got Casilla in the first at bat. Jim Thome got him.
Off the glove of Gordon. And Nishioka might get credit for a base hit. A liner, and Gordon got to the spot. Looked like it kicked off the heel of his glove.
Nishioka getting his second hit of the ball game, hit it sharply. D. Gordon going to his right. And right there, the ball looked like maybe had a little top spin on it. Got by him off his glove in the left field. Twins get their 3rd hit. Nishioka's second.
Now Ben Revere with a soft liner to Blake to start the game. and hit a chopper. Billingsley got his glove on it. It went over the mound and ended up being a double play, a tag and a throw out at first. And the Dodgers are going to get Revere to hit into another double play. As long as he plays Major League Baseball, you'll be able to count on one hand the number of times that he grounds into 2 double plays in one game.
He hit that ball very hard right there, but right at Gordon. And then Gordon just flipping it over to Uribe, a second baseman. Uribe right there gets the nice speed and then turns the easy double play.
Here's Alexi Casilla. Casilla has struck out twice. We'll go with the fact that it's just a coincidence, but it's worth noting that Casilla's difficulties at the plate started right after he hit home runs in back-to-back games. Sometimes a hitter can get out of whack a little bit if they hit home runs when they're not accustomed to, but he's really had a hard time making contact at all, and then within that, solid contact.
Well, he hit the home run here the last game before the Twins left on the road, and then San Francisco, he ended up hitting a home run there. And you know, we showed you the road numbers. They're not good, under 200 on the road, but he has had success here. Now 0 for 2 so far in this game.
Close pitch taken for ball 2, 2-2.
Well, 100 pitches for Chad Billingsley.
That's a high number, giving him 3 singles and a walk.
Right.
No Twins batter has made it to second base yet. Foul.
Billingsley making his 148th major league start. This is his 17th start this year. He has only 3 complete games, 2 shutouts.
And a dribbler up the line, that'll roll foul. Dodgers playing in front of a, if not full house, very close to it here. Something that has been hard to watch on television, the Dodger games in Los Angeles, the fans staying away in droves. Three and 2 now to Casilla. And Lauer on deck.
8 3-ball counts. And there's ball 4, second walk. Billingsley.
And that'll bring up Joe Mauer.
Billingsley, I mentioned, in his 6th season with the Dodgers in late March, signed a 3-year contract extension with the Dodgers. Best year coming in 2008 when he won 16 ball games, worked just over 200 innings.
Mauer takes a strike at the knees. Inside, 1-1. 106 pitches, 63 strikes for Billingsley. This is the first time the Twins have had 2 base runners on in an inning. But in between the base runners, the double play ball off the bat of Ben Revere. That's to the left field corner, down for a hit. Casilla around second, on his way to third. They're going to wave him in. Gordon's throw to the plate is in time to get him. Down 10-0. The Twins have the inning end with a throw out at the plate.
What a throw by D. Gordon, right on the mark.
And the Dodgers took control of this thing early.
Yes, they did. Matt Kemp with an RBI double in the 2-run first inning. Now 1 run was unearned off of Nick Blackburn in the 3rd inning. 4 hits for the Dodgers. And Chloe with an RBI single. They added 2 more in the 4th on a home run by Oljan. And then 3 runs in the 5th. And the Dodgers have a 10-0 lead.
Phil DeMatre comes out of the Twins bullpen to pitch for the Dodgers in the 7th.
DeMatre making his 14th relief appearance. He worked a couple days ago in Milwaukee. 2 innings, gave up a couple hits, 3 runs, all earned. No walks with a couple strikeouts. About that home run to Prince Fielder, a 2-run home run in the 6th.
Nishioka with the catch and a quick first pitch out. A great throw by D. Gordon. It had to be perfect to get the runner, and it was perfect.
Yeah, right there. I mean, Gwynn got it to him quickly. Gordon's throw, 1 hops. A.J. Ellis, and Ellis just kind of puts the glove right there into the sliding Casilla. Good job of blocking the plate with those shin guards.
1 down, and now Casey Blake.
So Lauer credited with a double, and then Casilla thrown out at home.
Blake with a pair of singles. 2 of the 17 hits for the Dodgers. Billingsley appreciates the throw from Gordon because it kept his shutout alive. I don't know that he'll be around to see the end of it. It looks like he's very likely done for the night.
If they let him throw 160 pitches, he'll finish.
2-1, but still giving up, pitching 6 innings, not giving up any earned runs. That'll help his ERA rather than giving up 1 run. 3-1. Casey Blake. Fouled back. That's hit a ton.
But he had a stiff neck.
May have given it to DeMatre.
Yeah, I think DeMatre now has a stiff neck. You know, DeMatre in his last start, I mentioned the Prince Fielder home run. That was the first home run he had allowed on the year. Well, right there, Casey Blake, his 4th home run of the year, jumped all over that high fastball. So an 11-0 lead for the Dodgers. 2nd home run of the game for the Dodgers.
Third straight hit for Blake. Pitch up around the letters, and he pulled it off the facing of the upper deck. Here's Andre Ethier. Ethier has a single in 4 at-bats, and it is Deoner Navarro who's hitting in the DH spot instead of Ethier.
Twins saw Navarro when he caught for the Tampa Bay Rays. Rod Barajas, also the catcher for the Dodgers, currently on a disabled list.
Navarro had an interesting game the other day. He threw out 2 attempted base stealers and picked off 2 runners against the Angels. So the Angels had a lot of base runners on against the Dodgers, and Navarro cleaned up 4 of them. 2-2 to Navarro. Hook foul. Still 2-2.
Navarro, 27 years old, originally signed by the Yankees, came up with the Yankees in 2004, then spent a couple years with the Dodgers before he went to the Tampa Bay Rays. In his first season back with the Dodgers, an all-star in the American League for the Rays back in 2008.
Hit to Nishioka. Now number 2. Guy who did for the Twins kind of what Dumatre has been asked to do this year is Ron Mayhew, who signed a minor league deal with the Dodgers. Comes with 3 left-handed relievers, Dumatre, Perkins, and Maharis. Strike 1 to Kemp. And the Twins, of course, redoing their bullpen, and part of the reconstruction involved Matt Guerrero leaving as a free agent for the Dodgers. Swing and a miss.
There's a chance to say hello to Matt before the ball game. So a new addition coming to the Guerrero family.
Two strikes. And now a ball. Dodgers have scored at least 1 run in every inning but the second. To center, and Revere retreats.
Wow.
Matt Kemp showing off his power, his 4th hit of the ball game. A pair of solo home runs here in the 7th against Dumatre, and it's 12-0.
Well, he came into this ball game tied with Prince Fielder with 21 home runs, leading the National League, and just adds to that total. His 22nd home run of the year. About a third way up the batter's eye out in center field.
So 2 runs are in here in the 7th on 2 very long home runs, and here's James Loney taking strike 1. 19 hits, a season high for the Dodgers. One and one. hit pretty well to center, and Revere retreats to end the inning. A couple of solo home runs for the Dodgers. They probably won't need the runs. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Medica. Fox Sports North is brought to you by McDonald's. Try a strawberry banana or wild berry real fruit smoothie today. By the new Quest 5-year price lock promise. Visit quest.com/promise for details. And by Goldman Sachs. For all the reasons you invest. Mutual funds from Goldman Sachs. Well, this hasn't been much fun so far. 12-0.
It is if you're a Dodger fan, but we're Twin fans.
I'm not a Dodger fan.
Look, there's a 0 in the 2nd inning.
Other than that, not much has gone right for the Twins here tonight.
19 hits by the Dodgers, 12 runs. Twins have made 3 errors. And Blake Hawksworth coming out of that bullpen, making his 25th relief appearance. Hawksworth spent about a month on a disabled list with a strained right groin injury. 26 innings pitched, only 19 hits allowed. 8 walks, 1 intentional with 14 strikeouts.
Jason Repko is going to hit in Kadayer's spot. It'll be Repko, Tomey, and Valencia. And a strike.
Hawksworth, a good fastball, curveball, occasional slider, and a changeup in his first season with the Dodgers. Last couple years with the Cardinals. There's the curveball right there.
2 strikes. Aaron Miles at third base for Casey Blake.
Blake moves out to left field. Wynn moves over to center.
Around the hands. 1 and 2. Kadayer had gone 0 for 2. A pop up to second and a fly ball to left. And Repko called out on strikes. 1 away in the 7th.
Repko, a former Dodger hand, not the way that he wanted to face his former organization.
The Pepsi Max in-game box score, and really not much on the Twin side at all other than Nishioka's 2 singles. Here's Tomey, has struck out on a check swing and walked. Breaking ball over. Unlike Kadayer, who's been on the field for virtually every inning this year, Tomey needs his swings and might be able to get some benefit out of these at bats where others might not. Get his timing down a little bit.
Yeah, good changeup right there by Hawksworth. Outer half of the plate. Tomey way out front.
Dodgers shifting everyone around. Tomey trying to hit one someplace where there are no Dodgers. Up and away. 1-2. 7 home runs short of the 600 milestone. Struck him out. 2 down.
Hawksworth comes in, gets the first 2 outs on strikeouts.
They'll bring up Valencia.
Just reared back and challenged Jim Tomey. See the ball right by him.
Valencia with a single and a fly ball to center. Harris warming up in the Twins pen. He might get the 8th inning. And a strike. Two strikes. Hawksworth coming in and throwing strikes. 10 pitches, 8 strikes.
Yeah, showing a good fastball, the change up to Tomey, and then some good curveballs. Last breaking ball right there to Danny Valencia. And Danny swung through. And did it again.
And a hard carom off the limestone. Valencia is retired. And Hawksworth strikes out the side quickly in the 7th.
Game, but this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
That LLC thing is really starting to get on my nerves.
You don't want me to say it anymore?
No, I just don't know what it means.
We saw Joe Mauer. He's got the rest of the night off. Rene Rivera behind the plate. Jason Repko, who pinched hit for Kadire, is out in right field. And Jose Majaras making his 29th relief appearance. He worked in yesterday's ball game just a third of an inning. Gave up a run, an unearned run, through 10 pitches.
Okay, now I'm being told this, and I don't know whether to believe it or not. The LLC with Rene Rivera behind the plate. Limited Liability Corporation. Okay, what does that mean?
Well, Minnesota Twins are a corporation, and that's just part of a corporation.
And they have limited liability.
Right.
I got that. What's it mean? How does it?
if you were to disseminate against it or try to reproduce any of these games,
right, like tonight,
you're in trouble. You're in big trouble. They're just protecting their rights.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm nothing if not enlightened.
It's kind of like a trademark or a patent. Same thing. If someone were to use, something that you put a trademark or a patent on, that's an infringement, and they can't do that. You just can't do it.
Well, if anybody were to reproduce this and watch it later on, they got larger issues than that.
I said that before I read it.
1 down in the 8th. If you have a copy of this game after we're done, not now, but after we're done, if you've got it in a dish, you put it in a Ziploc bag.
Fireplace would be nice.
And you put another Ziploc bag around it.
You bury it.
And you dig a deep, deep hole.
That ball's deep.
And Revere almost makes a great catch, and let's hope he's not hurt. He went into the fence, and he's holding his arm on a ball that was absolutely crushed to the opposite field. And it's a triple, and Revere seems to be okay. He almost made a great catch after a long run.
Ojen, right here, he's got a home run, he's got a single. Now he goes back, and you see the left knee hitting that pad right there. And almost a great catch by Ben Revere, but he goes crashing into the wall.
Hit number 20.
Ojen now with a home run, a single, and now a triple. His first triple of the year.
25 hits against the Angels over 5 years ago. Infield in, and there is strike one, 1-1. And it started early. Second pitch of the game. Tony Gwynn drilled it to center for a hit. Tony Gwynn Jr. 1-2. Two and two. And now 3-2. Bauer got a double. That's one of the few glimmers of encouragement, I guess, out of this butt kicking the Twins have endured. Almost pitch taken for ball 4. And Ellis draws a walk.
Only the second walk by the pitching staff of the Twins here tonight.
We are offering you the opportunity to take a behind-the-scenes tour of Target Field. Public and private tours, field trips are all a possibility. Log on to twinsbaseball.com, call 800-33-TWINS, and reserve your Target Field tour this summer. I wonder what would happen if a school wanted to have a field trip on the first day of school. That'd be pretty cool. Wouldn't a lot of them go on field trips on the last day of school in the spring? Well, what a great way to start the school year, taking a tour of Target Field.
And ask for Rick Olson. He gives a great tour.
Oh, did that hit the screen? I sure hope so. It looked like it might have hit one of the Dodger players.
Well, again, feels so close. Great job by baseball that they kind of put these netting, protection pads in front of all the dugouts now.
Aaron Miles.
Other than Oakland, you know why? So much room in Oakland.
Because of all the foul territory.
Well, they don't need a pad by the time. If you can't react to a foul ball in the dugout in Oakland, you're sleeping.
Do they have it at Fenway? Because the dugouts are so far down the line.
I believe they do. Yes, they added it there.
I mean, the Fenway Park dugout is down near where the tarp is here.
Yeah, you never wanted to strike out there.
There's a drive to right. Off the base of the fence. Another Dodger hit. Another Dodger run. And Gordon has a double. Olchen comes in.
Boy, Repko played that carom perfect. If that throws right at second base, Gordon is out. Olchen scoring for the third time in a ball game. The RBI double by D. Gordon. His second hit of the ball game, his second RBI. Repko's throw, good strong throw, but just off mark.
All right, second and third. Dodgers again have scored in every inning but the second. 21 hits. Down and away a ball. We're in the 8th inning. This is Tony Gwynn's 6th at bat. One and one.
Coming into the ball game, the highest opponent hits allowed by the Twins was 18 here against the Tampa Bay Rays. But 13 runs, 21 hits allowed by the Twins pitching staff, who had been pitching great in the month of June. What's good about this, Dick, it's only one game. There'll be a game tomorrow. Maybe it'll be the Twins that put the numbers on the board against the Dodgers.
No, the score is going to be different, of course, but basically the Twins did something like this to the Giants in the first game of that series. They did it all in the first inning. I mean, the game was pretty much over with in the first inning. They're no fun to endure. You got to do what he just did. Stay positive, encouraging.
You're going to have games like this in a 162-day schedule. If you can, you're going to have maybe, I'm going to guess, 10 games like this throughout the year. Then you're going to have 10 games where the Twins are going to do this to their opponent.
Another base hit up the middle. Ellis scores. Gordon will be held at third. So four straight batters have reached, and Gwynn's got 4 singles.
Got his 4th hit, first RBI of the ball game, his 11th on the season. As Ellis scores for the second time in the ball game.
He's probably got, I bet you Tony Gwynn's got a 6-hit game, senior.
Good eye concentration, good solid swing, had a pretty good teacher.
About it. How would you like to be Tony Gwynn Jr.'s batting coaches? What are they going to tell him that his dad hasn't told him? I mean, if you're, and I just as the first example that came to mind, I'm not going to try to single them out necessarily, but if you're Drew Butera's batting coach, you know, Sal Butera was a nice backup catcher, but he wasn't known as a great hitter. Tony Gwynn Jr.'s dad was one of the best hitters ever. What chance do you have if you're Junior's batting coach?
Well, you make sure that your hitting coach talks to your dad so you're on the same page.
2 strikes. And now a ball. Casey Blank started the game at third base. He got 3 straight hits as a third baseman. Now he's out in left field.
Well, and these games don't come along much, Dick, for, like the Dodgers right here. I mean, everybody's trying to, hey, why not? Well, add to your totals on the year. If the opposing team isn't pitching real well, take advantage of it.
This one down the left field line, it'll be foul and well short of the fence.
Twins would do the same thing. You don't quit playing the game just because it's a 14-0 game. Casey Blake already has 3 hits. He hit a home run in his last at-bat.
Now, that said, Tim Wallach could have waved Dee Gordon around on the base hit to center field if it was a close ball game, but it's not. And so they held the speedy runner at third. Full count. There isn't anything that could make matters worse for the Twins than if Mahara starts walking people. And the bases are loaded.
And a second walk this inning for Maharis. Rick Anderson will go out to talk to Jose Maharis. We're showing this. This is the Dodger in-game box score. I want to see the Twins, but you can see the who started the ball game for the Dodgers. A lot of hits. Tony Gwynn Jr. 4 hits. Matt Kemp. Everybody has an RBI. Just one of those games. They say, well, you don't want to embarrass. You mentioned Tim Wallach holding up Gordon right there. You don't want to embarrass a team, when they're down by 14 runs. But it's the Twins that are embarrassing themselves tonight. It's not the Dodgers. The Dodgers are just taking advantage of what the Twins have offered them today. A lot of pitches up in the strike zone, and they haven't missed many.
And outs that should have been made in the field weren't made. Misplays. It's just been a miserable night to open the homestand. Here's a drive to right center field. Repko with the catch. Gordon will come in and score the 3rd run of the inning.
Gordon scoring for the first time in the ball game. And Navarro picking up an RBI.
3 runs this inning. 2 are out. And Matt Kemp had a chance to hit for the cycle, but he's been lifted for a pinch hitter.
Aaron Miles in the ball game. He took over at third
defensively,
base.
right. Down the right field line, and Repko ends the inning. Another good inning for the Dodgers. 3 more runs in the top of the 8th.
in the bottom of the 8th inning where the Twins have some work to do, but in any case, we bring you extended coverage of this game in Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We'll include the Toyota post-game wrap and look at, unfortunately, a black and blue night for Twins pitchers. Our instructional on the field is executing the relay throw, proper positioning and execution of that with Roy Smalley and Anthony LaPanta on the field, plus comments from Ron Gardenhire, and I'm thinking they might be a little frustrating tonight, Dick and Bert, but we will bring you the coverage and bring you our postgame as we do every night here on Fox Sports North.
Very nice. Thank you, Marty. Yeah, it's been a lopsided and nightmarish opening game for the Dodgers, and Hong Chi Kuo comes in for Los Angeles.
Yeah, Kuo spent some time on a disabled couple stints. The last time with anxiety disorder. Making his 13th appearance. Want to say happy 83rd birthday to Virginia Telefos from Hastings, Minnesota.
Here's Rene Tassoni leading off the 8th inning. Tassoni, Hughes, and Nishioka. Fly ball left field. One away. And that'll bring up Hughes. Is 0 for 2. A couple of outfield flies.
You know, he spent that time on a disabled stick. You think of other guys that have had, anxiety disorder. Zach Greinke, probably the latest one, that missed some time with the Kansas City Royals. We go back to Steve Blass. Remember Steve Blass had some control problems? Throwing the baseball over the plate.
Well, the Twins have a couple of young high draft picks that are going through that right now. Alex Wimmers, the #1 draft pick a year ago, had a bout with that, and Shooter Hunt from the year before is having a terrible time throwing strikes. He's been pitching. He just put on the disabled list with that anxiety disorder, but really some unsightly line scores from the pitching standpoint. Along the lines of 2/3 of an inning, 4 walks, a hit batter, and a wild pitch. That bad.
I pitched with a guy back in the early 70s, Joe Decker, that I believe won 16 ball games one year, and then had a tough time in spring training throwing the ball in the batter's cage, in the cage itself.
See, I don't remember that at all.
Yep.
I remember Decker. He threw hard, right?
Yes, he did.
Very hard thrower.
Bobby Darwin, I'm going back a ways, would not hit against him in the cage because he went up there and all of a sudden the ball ends up over the cage. Not a good feeling.
And Hughes called out on strikes out number 2. And we'd like to welcome those of you watching tonight on Mediacom and pass along the good news that Mediacom will be carrying the rest of our Twins telecast, and we're going to be pretty much working wall to wall for the rest of the season here, bringing you Twins baseball. 2 gone in the 8th, and here is Nishioka. It's not just pitchers that have it. Remember, Chuck Knobloch had a problem at second base. Steve Sachs.
Dodgers had Steve Sachs, right? Joey Votto had it a little bit with Cincinnati Reds.
Very high, 2-0.
Dontrell Willis had it. Rick Ankiel.
Yeah, that's right. His never surfaced until he got into the postseason.
Right.
And a strike, 2-1. The solution for an anxiety disorder is to put someone in a less stressful situation. It's 15-0. It doesn't get much less stressful than that. Dodgers just keep adding runs, never more than 3 in an inning, but 2-0-1, 2-3-2, 2-3.
Well, Cole, 29 years old in his 7th season with the Dodgers. He's had 4 surgeries, 2 Tommy John surgeries. Great changeup right there for strike 3.
And we go to the 9th. 15-0. Dodgers took control of the game in the first inning. The Twins haven't been able to wrest it back from them. So Matt Capps, who hasn't been given a save opportunity for about a week.
Yeah, Matt Capps has not worked since Saturday, June 18th.
How many baseballs can you hold in a hand?
Probably about 5. I know Johnny Bench could hold 7.
Look at
that. What's he going for? But you have to be able to turn it over.
He's almost got 7 there. Is that Ethy, or I couldn't see who that was?
Well, the Dodgers up 15-0 against Matt Capps on that road trip. Did not appear against the Dodgers, or excuse me, the Giants or the Brewers. I wonder if he even got meal money.
Yeah.
Did he?
I think we'd have heard about it if he had. Here's Loney against Matt Capps. Loney and then Uribe against Capps. Busted bat, and Valencia sets and fires one away. Now you hope you don't have many games like this, but Ron Gardenhire said today regarding Mauer playing first base, there's no timetable. He doesn't think it'll take long, but if you had a game like this, whenever that time comes, this would be the perfect opportunity to move Joe out from behind the plate and get him some time over at first base.
Yeah,
to practice
too early, right?
Right. To practice stretches and your footwork, like we just saw Hughes on that throw across the diamond. Down and away, ball 1.
Well, some people might be at home saying, why are you throwing Matt Capps in a game where the Twins are down 14-0? Because he needs work. You mentioned, he didn't pitch on the road trip. He hasn't worked in a while. Last time he was on the mound, he did pick up his 11th save here against the Padres back on Saturday, June 18th.
Popped up, foul ball in the seats.
And Cap's usually a guy, he'll go through 1, 2, 3 inning with maybe 10 to 15 pitches, so he'll be able to pitch again tomorrow if a save opportunity comes for the Twins.
No, foul. Short start for Nick Blackburn. Swarzak, Dumatre, Maharis. And now Capps. Foul away. And Fan caught it. One and 2. And now 2 and 2. Young man caught it. Apparently, well, he doesn't want it. The guy tried to give it to the fan he may have taken it from or collided with.
Yeah, nice slider right there by Matt Capps, getting Uribe to chase.
Trent Olchen, walk, homered, single, sacrifice fly, triple. All he needs is a double for the cycle.
The home run coming in his second at bat in the 4th inning off of Nick Blackburn, then a single in the 5th off of Blackburn, the sacrifice fly in the 6th, and then the triple in the 8th.
The last year that Olchen was in the Twins organization, he was in Rochester in 2007. 244 at bats, and he had 238.
Keep running.
Wow.
a base hit, he'll make a big turn and hold up. So a 4-hit night, 4 for 4 with a walk and a sacrifice fly for Trent Olchen.
A big smile right there. Guys on the bench enjoying this ball game. Well, he spent so many times in the minor leagues, you know, Olchen for the Twins, and then finally get that opportunity a little bit with Arizona a couple years ago.
He's got 7 of them there. I believe he's got 7 baseballs. One strike to Ellis. This is incredible. 24th hit. Give him up tonight, right?
Yep. Wear him down.
Ryan Dunsing will pitch against the Dodgers tomorrow against Ted Lilly. 15 runs on 24 hits.
Ellis getting his 2nd hit of the ball game.
Caps looked like he was on the verge of having a 1-2-3 inning, which really would have stood out on a night like tonight.
He's still only thrown 11 pitches.
Strike in the outside corner.
Make it 12.
Bouncer to short. Close play ends it. And Kemp gives up a couple of hits, but a scoreless night. Just the 2nd time tonight that the Dodgers didn't score in an inning. An F for the Twins.
That's kind of what I brought home when I went to school. I was hoping my dad wasn't home yet. Dodgers season high in runs and hits. And some good nights for the Dodger hitters. Tony Gwynn Jr., 4 hits. Matt Kemp, 4 hits.
Trent Olchen, 4 hits. And Scott Albert comes out of the Dodger bullpen to pitch for the Twins in the ninth.
Yeah, Albert in his 3rd season with the Dodgers, 3-quarter type delivery, fastball in the low 90s, a slurve like slider, and a circle changeup.
This would be the ultimate rally. It'll be Revere, Casilla, and Rivera here in the 9th inning. Lauer out of the game, went 1 for 3. And the Tigers have already won 4-2. And the Indians are leading Arizona 4-3. Revere hitless. He's actually bounced into a couple of double plays, which you wouldn't expect. Hit it to the shortstop again. A high hop off the heel of Gordon's glove, and Revere will reach on an error. And that'll bring up Casilla.
Well, that's how rallies start. And Gordon just misplacing that ball.
Alexi Casilla, 2 strikeouts and a walk. We'll try it now as a right-handed batter. Strike 1. Casilla actually hitting much better from the left side of the plate. 40 points better coming into play today. 0-2.
2 good fastballs inner half of the plate by Albert.
Still 2 strikes.
Albert, 25 years old, Dodgers #1 pick in 2004. Dodgers organization to me was always an organization that got guys that flew hard. You know, they didn't get the guys that just kind of, you know, were pitchers. They wanted the Sandy Koufaxes of the world.
Right. Who threw harder, Koufax or Drysdale?
I think Sandy did. I don't recall. At Drysdale, he was so intimidating that he'd knock his own mother down. Clayton Kershaw, another guy that the Dodgers drafted #1. You know, that can really throw that ball. Billingsley, the #1 pick. You know, I think his velocity's gone down a little bit from maybe when he first came up. Pitched 6 shutout innings here tonight. Just a lot of pitches in a short amount of time.
1-2 to Casilla, and now 2-2.
I know when I signed, it always seemed to be the Mets and the Dodgers that always liked in the scout, in the drafts, always the hard throwers. Those were the 2 organizations always, I recall. They wanted the guys throwing in the 95 plus. Hard breaking ball right there, and Casilla strikes out for the 3rd time in a ball game. Well, Albert comes in and picks up a strikeout.
Here's Rivera. Strike to Rivera. Be followed by Repko. One and one.
The Twins have only 4 hits in the ball game. They have struck out 10 times here tonight.
Two and one. And now 3 and one. Curious how long this 3-catcher setup goes for the Twins. When the Twins have had it in recent years, it's lasted maybe a week or 2, but it might be longer this time. And a lot might depend on Mauer's ability to embrace first base or a second position. But in a sense, when you think about it, if he does do that, the need for a third catcher might be actually less, because he would be in the game. And if something were to happen, let's say with Drew Butera, only because Butera has been his backup on a regular basis more recently. Now Butera gets hurt. When Bauer's in at first base, you can slide him behind the plate and not lose the designated hitter.
Well, kind of what Detroit does with Martinez and Avila.
Right. Tap foul. So, yeah, on the one hand, if Bauer does something other than catch, you'd think that might bode well for Rivera and Butera to both stay with the team, when in fact it might be just the opposite.
And they do the same thing in Cleveland, too, with Santana.
Right. Three and two to Rivera. And a pitch up and away, and he fouls it. And so much of that, of course, depends on Justin Morneau and his recovery from the neck surgery. And the surgery will be performed on Wednesday. And in his absence on the disabled list, at least for me, and I'll bet you for a lot of Twins fans too, our admiration for Justin and trying to play through what, now that we know what he was dealing with, numbness in his left hand from the end of spring training, and trying to play through it knowing that A, it wasn't very good, and B, it wasn't going to get much better, but he realized his team needed him on the field. Rivera having a very long battle here, and ends up with a strikeout, 2 down.
Elver picking up his second strikeout.
Here's Repko. Ball one. Repko struck out looking his first time up. A lot of Twin strikeouts in the ball game here tonight. 2-0. Matt Tolbert in the on deck circle.
Again, Dick, I think what we've seen since that first game against the Giants, where the Twins won 9-2, the lack of runs, you know. I mean, they get shut out here tonight. That's 8 runs in 6 games during their 6-game losing streak.
A fly ball to center that should put an end to this thing. And the Dodgers thumped the Twins 15-0. And Anthony LaPanta, not the way the Twins wanted this long homestand to get started.
Certainly was not. The offensive struggles continue. We'll show you how the Dodgers shut them down. We'll show you how the Dodgers spoiled Minnesota's only chance to score by executing a relay. And hear from Gardy next on Twins Live.